Every life has a soundtrack. Join me as we invite guests to share their journey through music, one song at a time. 10 moments, 10 memories. I'm your host, Sean, and welcome to 10 Tracks.
Are you ready?
Welcome to 10 Tracks. Today is a special episode for the holidays. This is a Christmas special we're doing, and I have two special guests here with me. The first time we've had two guests on the show as well. Um, they are my sisters. So I'd like to introduce you to Jen and Staci. Please
Hello.
introduce yourselves a little bit. Tell me now where you are in the world.
Okay, I'm Jen and I'm in Houston. Um,
That's Texas for those outside of America.
Yes, Texas. I'm in Houston, in the city, closer into downtown. And yeah, we've got four kids, three dogs, a lot of fun in the house, and we're all very close. And all of our family likes to just be together all the time. So if I'm not at home, I'm with my siblings. That's
Stacy,
it.
where are you?
I'm in Katy, Texas. Out in this dream property that I've been in for a year. It's a little bit of a family compound. So we have myself here, my husband, my two kids, and my parents. And I'm so excited to be finally invited on this podcast. I mean, my gosh.
We're not as clever as some of your other guests.
No, we're not.
This
You have
was a
some great
very
guests.
difficult one we had to do. So just for the listeners out there, what we're doing is we're going to share now. Although we're called 10 tracks, because there's three of us on here, we're each picking five of our favorite Christmas songs, and we're going to go in order of the fifth being the least favorite to number one being our most favorite. And so
Judgment.
now, just to give a little disclaimer, it's been just over before December. So this was probably like October of 2022 that we met each other for the first time ever.
Yes.
So we're kind of new into each other's lives. We haven't technically spent Christmas together face to face, but we have seen each other in December of 22. I saw you both in Texas. And that was life-changing for me, of course. You two grew up together. I grew up in New Orleans. But we've then stayed in touch ever since. So I think this is magical to have us on here together. I think it's great. I want to know more about your Christmases growing up because obviously you two were together for Christmas. But I think by us sharing our songs, it kind of gives us a little bit more snapshot into what Christmas means or has meant to us over the years. So I'm so
I
happy to
love
have you
it.
here, and I love this to
Me
do this
too.
with you.
Yes. Me
So
too,
so
Sean.
tell me
This
about
gets me
Christmas for you guys.
emotional.
Yeah, this is going to get me emotional,
I
Sean. You have
know.
two sisters who are crybabies.
I know it just gets me emotional thinking because on one hand, I feel like we've been together forever. And on another hand, I feel like it really is like we're trying to catch up for lost time. So it's so special. It's just I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a crybaby. I can't help it. So
Yeah. And siblings have such a unique experience for Christmas. You always kind of had your own traditions. And now it's like understanding what your traditions are like. How did you grow up with your Christmas? I know we've talked about everything, but it's like, some of the songs we're going to talk about today for me, you probably didn't even know that I loved, that means something to me. So I'm excited.
Well, let's first give each other a cheers. And
cheers. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say a cheers?
Do a cheers.
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 Bad if you don't click.
Doesn't click.
And you have to look eye. You always have
Look,
to look
always
eye
look
when you
eye.
cheers.
So tell me a little bit about growing up. You pretty much grew up in Texas, so Christmas was always in Texas, or did you go to New Orleans or
We went to New
New
Orleans quite a
Orleans
bit. I'll
every
tell
year.
every
every
year
year?
but one. Let me tell you, the one year we did, this is gross, but the one year we did not go to New Orleans is because we both had chicken pox.
Okay.
Or the scurvy.
At the same time.
Same
I
time.
believe, but have to fact check that with mom, but I think we had it at the same time. And so I just remember our Christmas was pretty pitiful because we were just laying on the sofa with chicken pox. We couldn't travel. But every other year besides that, we'd spend it in New Orleans.
Yeah, and
So
we had the same traditions in New Orleans. We went to Dad's because everybody lived there. We went to Dad's on Christmas Eve, did presents, and then Christmas morning woke up at my grandma's house. So it was same every year.
So just also for people listening that we share the same father, different mothers, just to
Yeah.
be clear.
And
When
when
we
Stace
say
says dads, we mean our mama and papa, our grandparents in New Orleans. Dad was one of 12. So when we would go to our mama and papa's house, it was all the cousins and the, aunts and uncles and stuff. So that's
and
how we spent Christmas Eve.
so when did you open presents? Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Both.
Eve, both.
Both.
So with mama and papa and dad's side of the
Too
family, we
cool.
would open Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas morning, we would come home to our granny and pa's house, and we would wake up Christmas morning at their house, at my mom's parents' house, and open Christmas gifts from Santa and that.
Yeah.
And
And
What
and the
then
about you?
vibe was and the vibe was so different between the houses too, Sean.
I bet.
It was just like at Dad's with my man papa, it was like tons of aunts and uncles, tons of cousins that you probably only see that one time or see us. They see each other all the time, but we would be like kind of coming in with like, oh, Stacy and Jenny are here. Jenny and Stacy are here, So
Yeah,
it was always special because I always felt one excited to reconnect with everybody, but two, it did feel kind of like it was just its own energy there, It was
yeah,
just tons of laughter, tons of movement, tons of kids running around.
yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
I know our cousin David has described Mama and Papa's house,
Yeah.
and it was all of that. So just a big New Orleans house. Um, there was just a lot of movement. Everybody was running up one hall, running down the other, running up the stairs, down the stairs. And the funniest thing, I don't know if all the cousins share this as their favorite part of the house. This is going to come off kind of funny or bad, but there were two poles in the living room, and the cousins loved to swing on the poles. So even as little kids, we were swinging on these poles, or we would chase each other on the pole. That was
Yeah.
everybody's like favorite spot to congregate, is around these poles in the living room. And I'm sure they were
Yeah.
like structurally holding up something. They were necessity for the house, but we just thought they were just these two fun poles in the living room. So it was a lot of fun.
So there were um 12 siblings. Brian was one of 12. And
Right.
then I think David tried to give me an Excel sheet of all of the grandchildren or cousins, which he did. And it was very, meticulous and everything. But I don't recall. But do you remember the number? That is roughly how many of the
I would
cousins?
have two, one, two,
Let me tell you what I remember, and this
three.
has been committed to my memory, and this is only 12 people, but through my whole life, I've done Gary, Mary, Ginger, Brian, Susan, Cindy, Bruce, Kevin, Keith, John, Craig, Gigi. My whole brain, always. That's the siblings. So I bet I
Oldest to
could,
youngest.
oldest to youngest, I bet I could do it the siblings. No, David was our leader of our cousins for sure.
He was
Because
one
And
of
you
the
he
and
was
oldest,
David,
right?
you and David are the same age, aren't you?
No, he's older.
He is. Okay, so you would probably fall either right above or below Daniel, I think, because I think it was David then Daniel. So you may be right in between or right under Daniel.
Yeah.
Um, and there's so many of us. So it's like it's like there was like the older cousin group, and then there was like another cluster of like younger cousins. So I kind of don't even know what order everybody falls into as far as age, um, and I think Ashley might be our youngest cousin. And then there's probably 20 something in between, but but at Christmas it did feel special because for the most part everybody would come into town and we'd be together and catch up. And sometimes really we would only see our cousins once a year. So it was
Those
just
are from Texas.
Yeah. Now, again, similar to me, probably. I mean, I open presents mostly on Christmas Eve, and then most of the family would get together at my mother's house, and we would do that. My grandfather, my mother's father, he would come over, and then we would have presents and stuff. And then Christmas Day was just a little bit less, and you'd have a few presents then, but it was always just quieter. You didn't have like a sit down dinner, right? So when you go over to different families, did everybody sit together and eat, or was it just food and people just kind of like would graze or
but we did
My,
both.
both, yeah. Yeah. At Mamiya's, it was kind of like grab what you can grab. I can't remember. Like it was a lot of food at
Gumbo.
Mamiya's.
It was
Gumbo, yeah,
seafood
for
I
sure,
believe
gumbo.
I mean, I remember it being a big pot of gumbo on the stove, and everybody just ate at a table or a spot they could find to sit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Um,
And Granny's was more formal. Get my mom's parents. It was more formal and
Crawfish
like
etouffee.
crawfish etouffee, yeah. Setting the table and all of that stuff. And it was like I said, the two were such a different energy with just kind of how the noise was and the background noise was in the environment, but both so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Mama and Papa's, there was like, it's like the conversations were always just a punchline to a joke, not the joke, just the punchline, or an inside joke that if you know, you know kind of thing. And so that's what the chatter was. It was always just the punchline of a joke. The whole room would erupt in laughter, or an inside joke that a few people know. I mean, it was that kind of conversation. I don't remember there being like some real sit down, let's catch up, how are you doing? It was just like the punchline of a joke. Everybody would laugh, and then it'd go on to the next punchline of a joke. So it was just a lot of fun, a lot of laughter.
So Christmas Eve was spent there, and then you would
Mhm.
go to Mary's parents on Christmas Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Mom would just come and pick us up, or dad would drop us back off at Granny and Pa's. So we would only spend a few hours at Mama and Papa's.
Okay. And so those evenings, what did you do that night? This is when you were much younger, so you probably just stay there, slept the night, and then the next day left, right? So when you got older, where were you? Was you spending that in Houston?
No, we would stay in good. So we would do Christmas in New Orleans until I think until like
Teenagers. No,
in,
in our 20s.
yeah, I think until I got married.
Oh wow, okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
it
yeah,
was like there was no, I don't even think we could picture Christmas in Houston. I mean, it just
no.
didn't happen.
I don't
Yeah.
think of Christmas in Houston. I don't remember any Christmases or waking up around our tree at my parents' house being like, oh, we're having Christmas. And two, the other piece of this was it was something that was consistent for us. It's like we knew we went to Mama and Papa's, came home, slept in the same beds at Granny's, woke up, went to Aunt Connie and Uncle Bob's too, so it's like that was a constant. When there was like a lot of things that were kind of not as constant in our childhood, that was a complete safety zone
Very
constant that we knew
predictable.
very predictable. We knew exactly where we were going to go and we knew that even when we were at my man papa's, like even our dad was just in the best moods and everybody was in the best moods and it was like the best versions of everybody,
Yeah.
they
That's
lived
a
to be
good way of
there.
putting it. Yeah.
I think as I got older, probably in my maybe mid to late teens, it would be, still going over to my mother's on Christmas Eve and everything. But then towards the evening, I would go out. And so then it would
Cool.
be friends would either, this is before phones where you knew where everybody was and just we would just somebody would circle around, they'd say we'd talk to each other early and say, okay, I'll be there, will pick me up, or and then we would go downtown. A lot of people would go to there's a couple of bars in the French Quarter that used to have like a lot of people from that I went to school with or from schools. We would all meet up at this bar in the French Quarter on Christmas Eve, and that was a big thing. But it was always locals, that would be there. It wasn't like tourists. Or we would just go somewhere else and just hang out. And then Christmas Day again, you'd be more with family and just kind of hanging out. Nothing complicated. Just maybe going to different people's houses for a few minutes and stopping by, and then the day would just kind of lays about. But then when I moved away, I did spend a few Christmases away, and then it kind of trickled to where I wasn't there like all the time. So it kind of, which probably will play into some of the songs that I picked on my list and why.
Hmm.
Good. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Sean, did your Santa wrap gifts or not wrap gifts?
Most of the time they were wrapped, yeah.
And was it a different wrapping paper that you had not seen with the other gifts?
I think when I was little, as I got older, I kind of helped Santa with the gifts and kind of picked it out.
Yeah.
Which kind
Yeah.
of still happens today, maybe.
Yeah, my mom used to get so, and this is another memory. My mom would get so creative. She would not only wrap the gifts, put different names on them, which I couldn't do that today. I would be like so confused, and it would be a nightmare. But she would try her hardest to keep the magic, even when, as we got older and understood more about the holiday, that it's like she wanted to keep the magic. She wanted to keep some excitement of like, oh, you thought this big gift was yours this whole time? Nope, switcheroo. It's actually Jen's. And then we
Yeah.
duke it out. We'd fight to the death over a big gift. But no, but it
And
was. It
Stace
was
was a
like she
peeker.
keeps.
Stace was a peeker.
Would you like feel it or try to shake it and do whatever to get?
All that.
I would do all of that. Yeah, I don't need a surprise. Do not try to surprise me.
I would not try to peek. I would just be like, it's okay. I'll see it when I see it.
Yeah.
I think my mother would tell me presents. She wouldn't like it wouldn't be she'd already tell me this is just, a wallet or something like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
somebody
Oh,
else is like in the family who told her, "Oh, I'm getting this for me," and so she would just like, so it's like, okay, thanks. Now I open it and it's like, but um, so let's go
Before
to
we,
number
yeah,
five.
let's get your music. Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be number five of our top five. So at number five, Stace, what's your number five?
Oh, God, look so excited, Sean. It's all I want I know, so basic bitch of me, but all I want for Christmas is you by Mariah Carey. And it's
Oh,
just I know. It's just whenever that song comes on for me, I don't care who you are in a bar, everybody's singing it. It's the most well, one, it's a popular song, but it's like everybody can belt it out. Everybody knows it and belt it out. And even strangers you are next to, you're doing a duet together singing that song. And so those are memories I have is just being with girlfriends, driving in the car, whatever, and just the loudness of singing that song. Because it's
yeah.
just, big notes. So I love it.
It may come up again,
is that
but
good? Is that good?
on someone else's list. But
Sean's listener, just kidding.
but so I heard this song once when I was in on vacation in Spain, and we were there for a week in somewhere in Spain, and there was like the hotel had these kind of elderly people doing water aerobics, but they were playing this song by Mariah Carey. So it kind of scarred me for life because when I'm hearing it in the middle of summer and I'm like, why are they playing that song? And all these people are just like in the water doing their thing and everything. And I'm
It's
just
that
like,
good. It
no.
translates all
So
And
year.
you can listen to it all. Yeah, you can listen to it all year. It's that good.
if you must.
And people
Blah,
must.
humbug.
She has a lovely I do think Mariah Carey has a great voice. This song kind of I'm a little shell shocked, but
From the water aerobics.
something like that, yeah. But it is so popular. I mean, if chances are she's probably made a killing off this song. Just
Yeah,
$60 million
continues.
dollars. 60 million. That was the last report I read. That one song.
Yeah,
She's doing just fine.
yeah,
She wrote that song. She wrote it.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you go,
take
girl.
that. Take that.
Jen, what's yours?
What did I pick? Did I pick Oh Come
The
All You Faithful?
choir version of All O Come All Ye Faithful.
Yeah. So my number five and my number four song are kind of lumped in the same as far as like the way I feel when I hear it. I like the classic version. I just feel like it's very celebratory. It's very classic. And I don't know, it just drums up feelings. It makes me cry every time I hear it. Same with number four, but it just also like I heard somebody use the phrase we're like creaster Christians where like you just go to church on Christmas and Easter. And I feel like that's me. Like I just kind of, get in Christmas every year, maybe Easter. But
Did you go to any kind of like church over Christmas or Christmas mass or
no,
anything? Did you have to
we
go?
we go no, growing up, no.
No.
Except
Okay.
well, Granny would
Hello,
want us to go to.
Granny's.
Yeah,
Granny's
Granny would,
church.
that's true.
St.
And
Agnes.
that's right. And I blocked it out. And we would go to the contemporary 11 o'clock service because it was like the teenagers were playing instruments. And I think she thought like, ooh, that'll get y'all in if you hear
Yeah.
That's gonna
cool
get
music.
them. Yeah.
And then she
Gateway.
says, and she would always tell us, ooh, that guy sounds just like Randy Travis. Like I think she thought that was like our hook to get us to go to church. Um, but now as an adult, we just don't go. But we
Mm.
do the Creaster, so we do Christmas and Easter. Christmas church, the Christmas service, everybody gets a candle. And at the end, when they sing, everybody lights each other's candles. The lights go dim and everybody's holding a candle. And I just think it's beautiful. The church is beautiful. The songs, it's very like a choir singing, it's very
Hmm.
classic. And just the candlelit just gives a vibe that I think is so beautiful. And so it just gets me in my feels. By the time the song's over, I just feel very emotional. So that's the same for the my number four also. It's just that feeling of it's like celebration, togetherness. It's beautiful.
I mean, over the years, we have gone to some of these where you can get the Christmas choirs that will have events. So it's not on Christmas Day, but it's where they'll host, where they'll do songs, and you can go to these churches. In London, we've done it, and I think also in Brussels. And it's really nice because then you go there and you can hear the choirs singing and everything. So it's really special. We actually went to a big Christmas concert in at the Royal Albert Hall in London one year, and then we took Charlotte, my wife's parents, also there to that. So seeing that, and that was actually more. It was a lot of the classics, kind of like this, like "Come All You
Hmm.
Faithful" or "Silent Night," and then a lot more festive ones. But you just had this magical, the whole like stage was lit up with Christmas trees and other kinds of stuff, and then lights all around the whole place. So it's a really special, it's a special event, and they were doing that, I think, for like the 2 weeks before they would have those lunchtime or in the evening. So
Yeah, it's really great.
my
Yeah.
my
What's
number
yours?
five is "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree" from Brenda Lee. And I picked
Okay.
that because I don't really like the song, but it's my mother's favorite. Whenever that song, because it would be on the Christmas songs, she would always just loved it, loved it, loved it. And so it just makes me, whenever I hear it now on the radio or if it's on one of our like Christmas playlists, it makes me think of her. And so it's just a
Dawn.
good memory to have.
Oh, I love that.
Sweet. So sweet.
Um, when you stopped going to New Orleans, what would you like take turns hosting or having just the Texas family get together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Jenny
Granny,
picked up hosting.
I picked up hosting. I had kids first, and I love that mom, she said, because, okay, by this stage in our lives, mom and dad are long divorced. Dad is remarried to Camille. Mom is married to Tom. So we have, it's just like our family grew. Now I have kids, and mom said, I don't want you having to take the kids all over for Christmas, going to different houses. Let's all just get together. So then I started hosting Christmas, and everybody would come to my house and bring gifts. We'd open up gifts with the kids. And so that was our tradition for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
and you got to remember at that point when Jenny started having kids, I was still like a teen, like an older teen, just graduating high school. So I would show up the next day hungover because that's when it was like, hey, everybody's in town. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? We go to all the bars and stuff.
pager on her hip.
Yeah, yeah, had the pager, like, oh God, gotta go to my sister's. I just remember thinking like, oh God, my sister's grown, even though she was only 2 years older but she had had a family so young, and it was like, I was still in party mode. It was like, yeah, ain't nobody
Yeah.
stopping me. So I
And
remember
and
feeling the
yeah,
shift for sure.
there was definitely a shift. And Granny, so our grandpa, Glenn, he passed away when Logan was a baby. And so Granny was, she would come and stay for a couple of weeks in Houston over the holidays. And so
Mhm.
she would come in town for Christmas and stay, um, and do like a special dinner for New Year's with mom and Tom. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
And for those who maybe are watching the YouTube version and you can't tell who is the oldest here, it's me. I'm the oldest.
Well, and then me, and then Stace. She's a baby. I know. Stace hates it if somebody says, "Who's older?"
I'm like, boy, you better.
I know. And I love that because growing up, people would say, I can't believe y'all are sisters. You don't look anything alike. I think as we've gotten older, we look alike. But now I see y'all have the same face. So it's like now I feel like I see
Me and
y'all.
Shawnee look
I
just alike.
know.
Yes. People
I,
always tell me that too when they see our pictures. Yeah. They're like, God, you and your brother look a lot alike. I was like, oh, I know.
yeah.
We we had a really like when you came to visit me in France, we talked about that and kind of revisited the original texting and connecting when we were and David shared a little bit about the investigation side of things on the
Yeah.
podcast when he was on recently. But there was just this kind of strange for me because it was a whole another world that I had no idea, no clue, no nothing. I was just completely in the dark, and like I said, I hadn't really lived in New Orleans for many, many years, so it was kind of just um, away from there and not much family left there. And so getting those initial messages through, I think it was LinkedIn to start with, and then David sent me stuff on Facebook. It was just kind of strange, and I was like, "What is this? Who? What?" And then because maybe I don't know if we talked about it when David and I, maybe we did, and I forgot. But the whole reason we found each other was because I did a DNA test, more so to find out the kind of the side of the like on my father's side where I came, like what was the background and all this, which I had no clue. And so I did that in 2016. And then I would get spammed with tons of email from them and everything. Was it what was it?
Well,
21 and Me? No. Or
23
no,
and
it was
me.
Ancestry DNA.
Oh,
Ancestry DNA.
ancestry.
So yeah, if they want to sponsor, we'll talk. But
Oh, we'll
We're
take
probably
it.
their biggest success story.
We
exactly.
are.
So I didn't think much of it. It was more to say, okay, so you maybe have roots. I think it was somewhere like after not Greece, but Crete and stuff. Or because like I remember, like I think I told David this, but I was in Istanbul and I was at a conference and this guy starts talking to me in Turkish and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. He goes, Oh, I thought you were Turkish. And I
Yeah.
was like, Okay, do I look Turkish? Which
I
there's
think y'all
no
both do.
yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I
I
didn't
get that a
nobody's
lot
ever told
too.
me that. So then I was like, well, where am I from? Like I only knew like my mother's side quite a little bit from my grandmother and then my grandfather and sort of like split plus my grandmother's parents, French and German. So I was like, I don't know. So that's kind of how I did it back in 2016. Didn't pay much attention to it, and I never really checked anything on it. They would say you have matches, but it'd be like, really? And I put in my name, and I thought, okay, this is confusing, and I don't know. So I just thought anything is a match wasn't a match, which means this is probably if you looked at my science scores in school, that would tell you how bad I did at science and not realizing until Stacy's, text to me was like, I think we're related. DNA doesn't lie, dude. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'll never forget the very first, I think we made that uh declaration of Sean, I am your sister, the famous words. And then I think within 24 hours, the three of us jumped on a Zoom call, and the moment you popped on the screen, Jenny and I were texting like, that's him. It's him. It's him. Just the mannerisms of dad. You look like us. There's just so much the stuff with nature versus nurture. So yeah, it's been our miracle. It's been the biggest things ever happened. Sorry about me saying I've had two children. That so my biggest moment. Finding you has been like right up there with maybe the biggest moment of my life.
But now, maybe for people to know, like you guys had heard about that there's a possibility you had a brother back
Yes.
in what,
And we knew,
2012
yeah,
or 2013 or something, before I even
Yeah,
mom,
did the test.
right.
yeah.
Mom
Before we
was
did the test.
able to, because New Orleans, it's such a small, it's like a big small town. Everybody
Yeah.
knows everybody. So you really can't do much without a bunch of people knowing. And mom grew up with dad and they were friends. Their families grew up together. So they were friends before they got married. So they knew the same people, hung out at the same places. So there were rumors. And mom said that there's rumors that your dad has a son, Sean, but the last name Roberts, not Robert. So it was a rumor that we always hoped was true. But so sometimes when Stace and I would just be sitting on the sofa doing nothing, we would just try to Google Sean Roberts, Sean Robert, and look at pictures and be like, well, we're always looking for the nose. Well, maybe we have the same nose. Maybe that's our
Well, we
nose.
were looking for blonde hair, blue eyes.
Looking for somebody who looked like me because I look like dad in so many ways. But since knowing you, you do favor dad, his mannerisms and some of his features. So anyway, we always hoped that there was a Sean out there, but we
And we're
just
But there
glad we
never
was a
have
knew.
candidate,
you.
right? There was a quite almost you really thought could be it, who was on
Well,
Facebook that you
There were
found.
we
many.
hoped was not it
Not it.
because
I reached out to so many Sean Roberts that I was like, oh God, you just got out of prison. Nope, that's not our Sean.
Wasn't there
That's not
one
our
that
Sean.
liked to wear sleeveless
Yeah.
shirts and
Yeah.
yeah.
Sleeveless. Yeah.
I'm like,
Everything.
I don't think our Sean wears tank tops. I don't know, but I'm not
I don't know. You can't be our Sean. Yeah. So we were, and we knew instantly as soon as your face popped on the screen. And the minute we met you coming at the airport, we were just, it
gonna.
was almost like we didn't miss a beat. It was just the instant connection. Yeah. It was a
Wow.
miracle. I mean, it was a
But
dream.
it was, and I remember Stace text me early morning, call me, like call me immediately. Well, of course, I mean, we kind of have like, oh gosh, something bad happened. Oh my gosh, this reactive. And so I called her and she was like, we found him. We found him. And it was just like, I think from that second in our lives have changed. I'm gonna cry. It's like changed forever. It's
Yeah.
like what a gift, what a gift. It's like I know we missed a lot of childhood and Christmases and all of these things, but I do think like I said before, in so many ways I feel like we've always been together.
Yeah.
It's just so easy. It doesn't
It
feel like
was
it doesn't feel like we were strangers. It never felt like we were strangers.
No, it was so surreal when I, was sitting there and this was nighttime for me in France when Stacy and I were texting and stuff and all of this. And then the next day there was a few messages and I was working and this was October. And then I remember seeing something and then she was connected to you and I was like, who's Jen? And neither of your names obviously were Robert. So it wasn't like I could really just like, okay, that might be related. But then David had contacted me on Facebook. And then when I actually, after Stacey pushed me and she's like, go check your ancestry.com page to see if you are this person. Because I was like, I don't know. I haven't checked it in forever. And then there was a message from her. And there was also a message earlier, like maybe a year and a half before, which I completely missed, from Ashley. And I mean, this would have been, we might have known each other sooner if I would have checked
Yeah.
that message. And sorry, Ashley. But I completely just like, I actually just didn't think anything of finding family. I just thought this is telling me if I am
Or
Turkish or if
yeah.
I'm
And we honestly could not have done it without David. David was the key. David, and I knew he
he
was
found high
such,
school pictures of me. It's a little
oh,
creepy. He's
he was, oh, it was,
He's that
oh,
good.
we knew what you had for breakfast in third grade. I mean, we were deep in
I
the
feel sorry
internet.
for his daughters if they're
Yeah.
dating because
Yeah.
those guys are in
We
trouble.
got so deep in it, and I knew as soon as that was probably the first person I called was David. When I got the connection, I was like, I gotta get
He's so
the
talented. He's
he's so
so talented.
talented and I knew he would be open and I knew he would be just so loving about it, and he was, and he and
Yeah.
continues to be. So we were just loving it, and
It was a
it
lot
was
of
like
fun.
the three of us on a text string was like, okay, it was exciting. It was exciting.
And we'd
I
share
just
pictures. Could this be our guy? No, no. And I mean, it's like it was so fun.
David and
and I
Tom.
think and then the back messages you shared, and we have a book on this for people listening, which I love. Um, was Stacy saying to David and Jen, stand down, we're scaring him. He's now spooked." Because
Yeah,
it was
because
a
it just
lot for me to just take
Learn.
in within a day to think, what are you talking about? And not just
because
one sibling, but to have two sisters. Was so surreal.
I'm sure because when Stay said stand down, I think it was because once we realized like, okay, this is it. This is it. We found our Sean. I think we all just kind of wanted to like pounce in the most loving way. And then Stacey's like, hold on, like we're gonna spook him and he's gonna run. So let's be
Yeah.
careful with
So
that.
after we had talked and really got to connect with each other for like over November, I think late November I had made a trip to New Orleans. So technically I met Aunt Gigi first. She was the first one
That's
in the
right.
whole thing,
That's right.
besides us on video. And then when I left New Orleans, I came to Houston, and I was going to be there with you for like 3 or 4 days. I don't remember how many days it was. But I remember getting off the plane from New Orleans to Houston and just being like, oh shit, this is really going to happen. And I called Charlotte, my wife, and just said, I don't know if I can do this because it was just too much. It didn't seem real. I think, seeing you on video, I was like, this isn't real. And then I was there, and, I think it was at the time, and maybe it still is, Houston's airport was chaos. And so, like, the exits were all,
Was.
you just kind of, so I think after I got the phone with her, she's basically like, you got this. Just, put your big boy pants on and go. And so I got lost in the airport trying to get out to find where you guys were. Once I saw you, we just said hello, got in the car, started talking, and it just felt like I'd known you all my life. And it didn't seem weird then. We were just kind of
Oh,
like together, and that was so special and so amazing. So
It did
and
not
we
feel weird. Yeah.
and,
And
and
then
then
I
our first
quickly,
stop. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was like, yeah, we had a day, just us three. And then I quickly said, hey, we're having a party. And then it was like, shoom, everybody came over. Camille,
yeah.
Pat, and Eileen. We were like, look, you have other people. Sean, you have more family,
I
more.
had to, that was so overwhelming. And I'll never forget Lily, my daughter Lily. She had I guess she and Chris had been dating for a short time, and Chris hadn't met the family. And Lily said, Chris, if there's ever a time to meet the family, do it while Sean's here because you are not going to be the center of attention. Nobody's going to be paying attention to you. Everybody's going to be paying attention to Sean. And she was right. We were all just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very special. Um, we're gonna go to our number four song on the
Yes.
list.
Okay.
Jen, you go this time.
so I kind of loop this in with the other song. It's Silent Night. Again, just a classic version. For all the same reasons. It's a beautiful song, and it feels it's just there's so much love, and the same thing, I get very emotional when I hear it. Um, at church, just that one day a year when I go, it's like it just feels like um, everything is just so dimly lit. It's a whole moment. It's not just the song, it's the choir singing. A lot of the parishioners are singing as well. The candle-lit room, it just seems very beautiful. It feels very special. So I just love it for that.
It's one of my favorites, and I think we'll talk more about it later. But
Your version's a lot cooler.
no, but it's definitely such a beautiful song, and the
It,
words are just, I think, iconic to me personally.
yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Do you have different playlists, both of you? Like, do you make like, here's my classical or choir playlist of Christmas songs, and then I have my more rocking and Mariah Carey ones, or do you kind of just throw them all together?
I don't have a Christmas playlist.
I don't either.
So
Sad. I
but
Only
know.
let
really
me,
related?
I
I
know.
know.
I
I
have
know.
playlists because I know
So
music is
much work,
special.
listeners.
I know. I know. Music is special to us. I know that we have musicians in the family. We like music. We've had moments like my favorite memory of us is sitting in a hotel room just sharing music. So I know that music is so special to us, but I don't have a Christmas playlist. I just will play background Christmas music if I'm having a thing at the house. But I do have playlists for other
Other things.
things. Yeah, I
Okay.
know. So yeah, just not
All right.
Christmas.
So maybe I'm just a little bit neurotic and have like a lounge Christmas for when we're just having martinis. Then I have the classical, and then I have choir Christmas, and then you have the rocking and all the classic kind of pop Christmas songs, like even though they're slow ones like Nat King Cole and all, and Bing Crosby and all this.
That seems like a lot of admin for me. I'll just play. It's too much admin. I can't do it.
I find one because I feel like there's a lot of really clever people on Spotify who have made playlists that I trust that I'm like, thank you. I'm just going to
Sure.
use yours.
Yeah, that's good. Stacey's your number four is.
Melekeli. I'm saying it wrong. But that one, so I'm realizing a lot of my song choices are connected to favorite movie memories. And that one I first heard at Christmas Vacation. I probably heard it on the radio or something, but really Christmas Vacation, where I just love Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase always reminded me of all the movies that I used to watch with dad and like Fletch and Christmas Vacation and European Vacation, and that song would come on in that movie. And I think it was a scene when he was staring out the window of, he was dreaming of a pool, Chevy Chase,
Hmm.
and he would always see that like model or whatever, and she was out there, getting ready to swim in her bikini. And I just thought it was like Chevy Chase's face in that scene was so funny. And I just love the Andrew sisters too. I just think that just the sound of it or whatever was so quirky that I just have always loved that song. I'll listen to it
But it's a
every,
Hawaii word, right?
yeah, yeah. It means
Like
Merry
Hawaiian
Christmas
Christmas
in
in
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It means Merry Christmas in Hawaii. Yeah, so that's my number four.
Very
Shawnee,
cool.
what's yours?
So mine is Happy Christmas from John Lennon. And I think we'd always hear this would always be one of the ones in play. And I think it just, I don't know, it's just to me very special because of the words, and it was a little bit political, but at the same time, it still represented about people getting together and just trying to bring more love and peace into the world. And so there's obviously I'm a big fan of the Beatles growing up, and a lot of listened to them as a kid. And I do like the one by Paul McCartney, but even though Charlotte hates it and can't stand it, she drives her crazy whenever it's on, The Wonderful Christmas Time. But I think to me, this is just it's just a little bit kind of more potent and relevant. And I think it's been relevant since I've been around, throughout conflicts and stuff. But at the same time, it's still, I think, is centered around love. So it just, to me, it represents it's Christmas time. So whenever I hear that, it kind of like, okay, it's that time of the year. It doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's sunny, if it's, if I'm not with family for Christmas. It just that kind of lets me know that it is that time of year. So
Love
That's a good
that.
one. Oh, and I hate that song too. I don't know if I
I do
knew that
too. When you said that, I
Charlotte
said it too. I hate
hated
that
that song.
song.
one little, the Paul
No,
McCartney one.
yes.
Paul McCarthy song.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Paul.
Sorry.
Yeah, I love
That
I
could have
love Paul
been,
McCartney. I saw him in concert. He's amazing. So I love him. It's just that song is just annoying.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what about for gifts? Do you guys or have when growing up, did you always give each other gifts or did you pick like have like the like with the family, everybody just picks a name and
Pick a
then you give them a
name.
gift?
We would
We
just
got
pick a name.
older.
Yeah,
Pick names
as
when we got older, but when we were younger, it was obviously as your kid, you're not going to be 7 years old picking names for everybody. You'd be like, okay, I'll draw them a picture.
Yeah.
But it was, I remember being young, and I know this is going to sound a little cheesy, but it's like I loved giving gifts because I would put a lot of thought into it. Like loving, like getting something. And then I remember as I got older and I started making money, I remember one year I bought my family, what was it, DVD players or
you
something?
bought me
Because
a
I'm,
DVD player.
yeah, because I think I was like 19 or 20. And I remember being like, oh my God, I've made it. I made enough money where I can buy them a DVD player. Like I thought, so it was like that kind of
I thought
stuff.
that too. Well, hey, DVD players were pretty pricey back then. I mean, that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I was just like,
that was
I've
a big
made it. I've made it. It's like I love that piece of it. But I also remember probably one of my favorite gifts was from dad. And my favorite gift was one year, I was probably 8 years old, and I asked for a telescope and microscope. And I
Hmm.
remember I got both of those and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like I love like techie gifts, like things that needed batteries and needed to have it, like that were like cutting edge. Yeah, I always loved
I
Mm.
that kind
always
of stuff.
like baby dolls. I always like baby dolls. Baby
I
dolls, little baby strollers.
I'm probably closer to Stace on this one. I would be
I
more
mean, of course,
into
we're twins.
stereo, you know, little cassette players, having a Walkman, having kind of like all those gadgets. And I think it
I was a
even had a
gadget.
Mr. Microphone so
Oh,
that
of
I could
course.
sing.
Of course. Of course.
All right. So we go to number three. I'll go this time.
Yes.
So this is Charles Brown, Please Come Home for Christmas. And I know there's been other versions. I think what's his name? Bon Jovi. I think he did a version of it, and there's been maybe a couple of female singers of it. But I love this version because there's the bell that starts off in it. And again, it's one of those again bluesy kind of Christmas songs, but I probably really liked this as I was a teenager and as I moved away because whenever I'd hear it, it would be Come Home for Christmas and it would be like that missing home, missing New Orleans, missing to see everyone and things like that. So it always has that special. And I love his voice in it. And so I know there's other versions, but for me, it kind of made me miss New Orleans in a way.
Hmm.
That is sweet.
That is
That's a good song.
sweet.
That is a good song. I perked up when you said Bon Jovi, though. I didn't know Bon Jovi had a version.
If you had a playlist, you would know.
I know. I love Bon Jovi.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, who's
Okay.
next?
Stace, go.
Me. Okay. Mine is Baby It's Cold Outside, tied to another movie, Elf. I love Zoe Deschanel. I love Will Ferrell, and I love that scene. I remember when I saw that movie, I just love that scene when he's sitting in the bathroom, and I love harmonizing. And it's so funny because Max and my son Max and I were just talking. I remember bringing him to school, and he was probably really young, and us doing a duet to that song, and I would make him sing the Will Ferrell parts, and I was Zoe Chanel. I was like, Max, come on, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna just get it. He was like, oh God, I
I'm sure
really
y'all
can't.
nailed it. I'm sure
Yeah,
y'all.
we nailed it. We nailed it. So it's just, I love a duet, but it's just that movie. I love that part of the movie. I just thought it was so clever and their voices were so great together. And yeah, I love that song.
And
Sorry,
I
Jen.
told you I
Oh yeah.
don't know. I've never seen Elf. I've seen parts of it,
Yeah,
but never
well,
seen the whole thing.
We're
yeah.
gonna
And
we're gonna
There's
that's gonna
watch
like
it.
change.
there's
That's
about
changing when you
20
get here in
to
February.
50
That's changing.
iconic movies that I've never seen the whole thing from start to finish. And so it is changing because even like Top Gun, I just saw that recently, the original. And Charlotte made me watch it, but I've never seen it in the
Did
old
you
when it
see
first came out.
Maverick, the second one?
Yeah, we did see that.
Okay, Blake, what? My husband Blake watches that all the time. That's his go-to airplane movie. Like if he's on the airplane, I know he's watching Maverick. He loves it. They're so good.
I've like Titanic. I mean, barely. I think the one with what's the Australian guy from like uh Mount Olympus or whatever. I never saw that the whole thing through. Um, Gladiator,
Oh, Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Like I've
Okay,
seen
that's
all
a
that way
good.
all the way through either.
A
Okay, we got
friend
movie night coming.
have
We got movie night.
a friend of mine texted me about a movie, and when I told her I've never seen it, she was just like, we need to make a plan like ASAP for you to see it. I'm thinking I'm usually the one telling people, oh my gosh, you haven't seen it, we have to watch it, but there's a few good ones out there I've not seen. So we'll do that. Okay, my what number? Three
Three.
is a repeat that's already been mentioned. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Is it titled All I Want for Christmas or All I Want for Christmas Is You? Do we know?
We'll have to
I don't
do.
know. I put all I want for Christmas. We'd have to
I
Google
think
We'll have
it.
that's
to
the
check.
title. Okay, so that's the same. That's
All I
on
Want for
mine.
Christmas.
Okay. I love that song. So Lily, my daughter, she when she was younger, she would play it in July, August, December, April, it didn't matter. And she would just play it and sing it and be as dramatic as Mariah Carey. And it was just, when I think of that song, I really picture Lily singing it around the house.
Mm.
And it was like her favorite song for a while. So it didn't matter what month, what season she was singing it. So I love it for that because I picture younger Lily just trying to belt it
Singing it.
out like Mariah. Yeah.
Do you have a video of her doing it?
No, I wish. I don't remember how old she was when she was doing this, and I feel like I was paparazzi when they were babies. And then when they got a little older, I never recorded them doing anything cute, but I
Oh, I
wish.
never recorded anything. I wish I would have.
I did when they were little, I got all the like the big moments, but then that time where you're just kind of trying to survive when they're in elementary school. And I didn't record it, but it's so cute. So that's why I love that song.
Is the song also, was there like a kid doing that in one of the movies, like a Christmas movie? I thought there
I'm
was.
I
sure.
don't know. I don't
Was
I
it
know.
don't
like, have you
know.
seen Love Actually? Was it Love Actually or
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I've seen Love Actually, but I don't know. I don't know
okay.
if that
I don't know
was
why
in.
I thought there was like a version. Because I know there was the song by Mariah Carey, but I think a young kid did it and made it like was part of the movie, but I don't remember which movie now.
I'm not
Okay.
sure about that.
Okay. Uh, let's jump to number two. This
Okay.
is your second favorite all-time
Yes.
Okay.
Christmas song.
Okay, Jen, do you want to
Okay.
go first?
I my number two is Wham! Last Christmas. I love this song.
It
I
might be
love
on
Wham!
Charlotte's list somewhere too.
I love Wham! I had a hamster when I was a kid named Andrew. And I just love George. I just love them. I think George has the best singing voice. And the video, so that was like we were MTV kids. Like everybody else. Like MTV just fascinated me. And so you got to watch these videos, and this particular video was basically them just filming themselves on vacation with their friends.
Yeah.
These were their real
I
friends.
remember
So,
that.
yeah, this is them walking through the snow, having the best time with their actual friends. So I loved the song, but the video kind of made me feel like I was seeing a home video of them on vacation, which essentially I think that's what we were doing. We were watching them have fun with their friends. And I just I just loved every part of it. I loved the video, I loved the song. It just
So we've been talking about this probably before I met you. So this might have been from 2019, 2020. I think it was probably because of COVID and lockdown. We were in England before we moved to France. But we were saying we want to have, like the video, Jen, exactly what you're saying. We want to have a Wham Christmas. And so we were talking about bringing our friends together and everybody gets together in a chalet or something where it's cold and just
yes.
spending Christmas in there. And then I said, but then we have to do it like XL which means like blow it up and more theatrical. Sean's like, no, we don't want Wham Christmas XL. And I was like, we have to do it Wham Christmas
Yeah,
XL.
it has to
Yes.
be over the top. And
Yeah.
I love that idea. But you know what else I've heard? Um, the vocals on that song with just George's vocals, like not the music behind it. His voice is unbelievable. I mean, everybody, I mean, this is kind of like a popular opinion. Everybody loves George Michael's voice. But hearing the vocals of that song without the music behind it is unbelievable. It's
Never heard it a
just
cappella.
absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Stacy.
Is I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, and I'll say I love the Dolly Parton version, but this is actually a special memory. So I remember being back in junior high, and I think I started getting more of like bigger groups of friends as I got older, like high school. I mean, I loved my high school experience and my high school friends, and we just always had so much fun. But in junior high, I don't know that I found like my voice exactly, and it was in choir. And my friend Beth, who I'm still friends with to this day, was in choir with me, and she was like had tons of friends, like everybody loved Beth. She was cheerleader, everybody loved her, and we met in choir, and we bonded over um, New Kids on the Block. Initially, we both like New
That's
Kids.
another playlist.
That's a whole other playlist, but we bonded,
This
and
what
then it was
happens when you don't have a big brother. You can get
yeah, yeah. And I'll never forget, it was seventh grade, and it was time for our choir to pick a duet partner, and she wanted to do a duet with me. And I remember feeling like so cool. Like, oh, she's got so many friends. She's got, I didn't have a lot of friends at all at that point, but we sang I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus as a duet in front of the whole school. And we would practice, and it just kind of kick-started our friendship even 30 years later while we're still friends today. But it kind of brought me into a little bit out of my shell of like opening up my world to all new people and friends and just putting myself out there, because I kind of got the like okay from her. She kind of gave me like the, oh yeah, you are cool. Okay, New Kids, and now we're singing together. And so yeah, that's probably a big memory for me and why I love that song, because it just kind of launched my I don't know, my confidence.
Confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
lovely. And made you more of an extrovert.
Yes. And now we can't put her back in the box. Now she's
No.
yeah, you can't put the toothpaste back in
In
the
the
tube.
tube.
Yeah, so it's all out there. So yeah, but I think that was really like the initial thing that kind of helped me with my confidence of doing that. So yeah. I told her that story too. And she's like, oh, whatever. You were cool. You had a TV in your room. I never had a TV. That's why, and so we always kind of laugh about that.
And a
But no,
waterbed. And a
yeah, I had a
waterbed.
waterbed and a TV. She was like, oh my God,
You had a
no.
waterbed?
Oh, of course. Yeah, for decades. Loved it.
Stace
Loved it.
always had to have like the latest and greatest. I had like an antique bed and all of my little old lady things. And
I
Stace
had
had
a
like,
red, white, and black room, like a total red, white, and black room with like the lipstick phone and just all the cool things. I had a computer. I loved the
Did
gadgets.
did you ever dress similar, or were you complete opposites?
No,
no. So this is so funny
never.
that we're talking about this. So my bedroom was like, I, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And I loved pretty things. And I had a sewing machine. And so I would go to the Goodwill or the thrift stores or the bargain bin
Walmart.
at the cloths at the fabric store. I'd
Yeah, yeah.
buy some material and I'd sit in my room and make curtains and make throw pillows. And yeah, while Stacey's
Wow.
out there hitting the town. And I would
The best time. I
I
was like,
would watch my TV and I loved my room being so clean and orderly. And I'd have like I'd write in my notebooks and ultra nerd, like
nerd alert,
mega nerd.
nerd alert.
But you know what? I went through a phase in high school where I wanted to kind of be new waver. You remember like the new waver thing? So like I wore black and I think I was just trying to find myself.
Yeah, you thought you could
Uh,
skateboard.
I thought I could skateboard, yeah. I
Was your
wanted
hair
to
dyed or was it always
No, but
the
I
blonde?
wanted to like
Never.
I told mom like I'm gonna dreadlock my hair and she's like, okay, whatever. And I wanted to do all these wild things. I wanted to like spray paint. I think I had some like inner feelings I just couldn't get out. So I thought maybe if I dress a certain way or if I wanted to spray paint my
Your
walls.
inner Gotham.
My inner Gotham. And but I think the core of who I am is like girly, just really kind of old lady. I think I just like old lady things. So
Yeah. We didn't dress alike. I was very quirky.
What's quirky?
Like, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. Like in high school, I just would be
you
bold with
dress
my look.
cool. I thought you dressed cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I like bold stuff. Even more, I'm more quirky now than ever. But yeah, I think I just yeah, I think back and I just really enjoyed my high school experience just because I was really authentically felt like myself. It's like I had just such a great group of friends that we just really had fun all the time. And I still have that group of friends who you've met, Sean.
Hmm. Were
Yeah.
either of you cheerleaders?
No.
No.
Stace could have been. She was
No,
very gymnastics.
no,
You,
no. But
But you
I was
both
I
dance. You're both big dancers, right?
dancers, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I
I
was
was
in
in
dance
dance in high
class.
school.
And obviously
Yeah.
Mary dances.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My
Yeah.
mom
Was
will
Brian a
cut.
dancer?
Oh
Oh yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Big
Oh, he
time.
loved Soul Train.
Love
He
Soul
would,
Train.
and see, he had
Loved it.
cable. We didn't have cable growing up for a long time. Dad had cable.
Okay.
So we would listen, we would go. That's why some of my songs are connected to music videos because we would watch MTV at Dad's, and like he would try to recreate like the Thriller dance
Hmm.
and all these things. He was very light on his feet. He could
Very
dance.
light. He did this thing when we were growing up. He would come pick us up for the weekend. He would play Huey Lewis in the News. Like, first of all, a lot of my music love started from him. He loved music so much. Like if he was alive now, he'd have a special Christmas playlist. Like he was that into music,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And he had a really good singing voice.
he had a very good singing voice, very, very deep singing voice. And he would take his brush while we were in the car and he would keep the beat with his brush on the shift. And it would be like every song he would be right on the beat with. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I
flash
mean, he
dance.
flash
Yeah.
dance, he loved
Like
that. I mean, shit, we had a Tina Turner poster in our room when we go over there of her. I mean, he loved Tina Turner. Yeah, loved her a
that
lot.
is so funny that you say that because I remember because Dad passed away in 2011. When Tina Turner passed away, that's the first thing I thought of was, man, Dad's having a great
Okay.
day.
Yeah,
Dad's
it
having
was
a
Yeah.
great.
great day today. He gets to
Yeah,
meet Tina.
yeah,
So,
yeah. He,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what it is because obviously my mother loved to dance and was, more out like that, whereas I'm not really, never have been a dancer.
Dancing at
Sean,
Jen's
we're
wedding. I
gonna
was like you were.
Yeah, but that's like just shuffle. I mean, but I wouldn't just be the one to get up on the dance floor just to start boogieing by myself or with
well,
somebody
but
or
I
at a
don't think
club. Never did that.
I I mean, Stace and I love dancing. Lily loves to dance. If there's a dance floor, we will dance. Even in our kitchen, we'll dance. But I wouldn't say that we're like such great dancers. I think we just have more fun. Like
Mhm.
we could just break out and dance. But I don't think anybody would accuse us of being good dance. Well, me, myself, a
Well,
good
I,
dancer.
I think at the wedding, when most of us went to bed, somebody was still up popping and dancing and hip
Not me.
hopping during
It's
in the
me.
hotel.
It's me and Pat. Pat looked at me. He said, "Hey, I know a place we can go dance." So Pat and I headed out to the next hotel
Yeah.
in New Orleans, and we had a blast.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
blast. Yeah, it was good for an after hours. Pat is
Yeah.
always
Pat's
the
our other
after hour.
brother
He's our other
for
brother. He
reference, our
is
other brother.
he loves an after hours, and when I'm not being lame and wanting to go to bed at 9 o'clock, I'm like, let's go.
But Pat's also a DJ, right? Or he used to
Yeah.
DJ. I think
Growing
he
up,
told me.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Eileen have a massive love for music and they have every taste you can think of. I mean, it just more just diverse than ever. I've seen like all kinds of music. They'll know exactly who it is, who sang it and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah. I know
so
Eileen and
cute.
I talked about some of our uh, music likes that we share and some of that, which is cool.
Do you like Pearl Jam, Sean?
Um,
Better. You
because
better.
that's her favorite. She's a
She's a
jammer.
think
jammer.
we're breaking up. No,
Yeah.
they're okay. I don't dislike them, but they're not like my favorite. Like I'm not
Mm,
obsessed like she is, which I know
yeah,
she's a massive jammer. Or what do you call it? Pearl?
a
What do they
jammer.
call it?
Jammers.
Jammer.
Yeah. So cute. Follow them and so cute about it. It's like, oh,
So my number
we
two is this is an English guy called Chris Rea, which I think they play his song in the US quite a bit on during Christmas time, but it's called Driving Home for Christmas. And I
never
don't
heard it.
know many other people who have done covered this. I think it's pretty much his version, but it's huge in the UK. And then I think across parts of Europe. But I just remember this song kept coming on, and we were driving one year when we were living in the Netherlands, Charlotte and we were driving to Denmark to see Charlotte's parents to spend Christmas with her parents there. And so I just remember this song. And as we're driving through, we went from the Netherlands to Germany and then Germany up to Denmark. And in the song, it says red lights all around you. It's the red lights are the cars in front of you. So it's traffic. But even when we were in LA and we'd have Christmas music on and we would be like, you'd see the red lights. And it always makes me think of that. It makes me think of Charlotte. So it's my song
Oh,
with
Our
her.
sister. We love. Aw.
Yes.
All right, Jen, you're number two.
One.
I thought I did my number two.
Oh,
Did
you
I
did
not
your
do
do
number?
two? Oh God, we all right down to one.
We are. This is the
Okay,
the one.
okay. Go ahead, Sean. You start us off with
You
number
start
one.
with number one.
So this one's we already had this Jen picked Silent Night. So I picked Silent Night too as my number one, but I picked the version by Sinead O'Connor, which I don't remember when I heard it because I always loved Silent Night. So it was always been one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. But Sinead O'Connor's version I heard, and this probably I must have heard it after she passed, but when I heard it, I was just like, this is so beautiful. And her voice and the way she sings it. I mean, the song itself, like we said, is just so special. But I love her version of it. So if you haven't heard it,
I
you
love,
want to.
yeah, that. Well, I just listened to it before we jumped on, and
Beautiful.
I want to listen to the whole thing because I love her voice. And I feel like if we were talking about a different playlist, she would be on my other, like a favorite songs playlist because
Yeah.
Nothing Compares to You is one of my absolute favorite songs. I listen to it in the car all the time. It never gets old. Her voice is unbelievable. So
Jen.
I may add that version to my Christmas list because yeah, she's got a beautiful song. Stace, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I was gonna have you go.
Oh,
My number one is White Christmas by Bing Crosby. No matter where I am, I could listen to that at any time of the year and instantly be taken back to the feeling that I love about Christmas. It's just it ignites this happiness in me no matter what. It just makes me so happy. Yes, it was from Home Alone. That's I liked it before that. I love Bing Crosby's voice. It's just it does
Mm,
resonate just such a feeling. And I think that's really where my songs are. It's either a movie or a song makes me have a feeling more than just a memory all the time. You know, maybe it's because it's lots of memories, right? Because every time I hear that song, it's within a memory, you know, that I feel
yeah.
something. I do. I just love that song. And honestly, if I want to get into the if I'm feeling like, oh, it doesn't feel like Christmas, or maybe in Texas it's a little hot, it doesn't feel like it, I could put on that song and instantly get in the Christmas spirit. So number one, White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
that's a good one.
What's your favorite holiday of the year?
Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
Christmas?
I love,
Maybe
what
Christmas
is
for me
yours?
too.
Christmas? I love decorating for Christmas. I love the lights. I love the Christmas tree. Like, I mean, at night we turn the lights off and the Christmas tree looks so pretty. But I love Thanksgiving because it's where we can all get together, but you don't have that stress of like
Presents and
the
all.
obligatory this, obligatory that, it's like I think with Thanksgiving, nobody expects anything from you. You just get to come together, eat, laugh, have a good time without just shop, any moment you have free, you're out at a store buying a gift and doing this and making sure your list is getting, checked off and stuff. It just to me seems a bit stressful at Christmas. So Thanksgiving is all of the good stuff without all the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
That's a great. point.
Yeah. I would say it's a tough tie too, because I love my Halloweens. I love
I
my
love,
costumes. But I will put on a costume and a theme any day of the year.
we don't
But
need a reason.
we don't
I
need a
know.
reason.
You're
We don't need a
you're
reason.
both so good at that. And it's like for me growing up, I never really wore costumes a lot. So this is
But
something.
we're gonna do all the things in February.
Maybe we're going to be dressing up. We're going to do all the things.
I
A little
told you
Three's
already,
Company,
matching
Janet,
pajamas.
Chrissy, Jack. Yeah, that's what we could do. Janet, Chrissy, Jack, Three's Company. Come on.
Well, I got some new slippers, so I never had, so I'll have to show you those and bring those with me when I come.
Good.
Good. I cannot wait. It's getting close.
All right, Jen, who's your number one?
Okay, my number one is Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Yes.
So that was, so again, like MTV kid, I loved the video because it had all of these artists together in one room singing where you as a kid, I think I was like in fourth or fifth grade when this came out. I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, they all know each other. Like to me that was just fascinating. Like you get to see all these guys singing and it's like these two guys like that I love, Boy George, George Michael, all to, everybody was together. So I had the album and I would play it constantly and it scratched. There was a scratch on the album. And you know how
Oh,
when you have your own album and you play it, that becomes the official version, however, wherever the scratch is. So when I hear it in the car and I'm singing along, or if I put it on Spotify, I still hear the scratch. Like I sing it as if I'm listening to my album with the scratch.
yeah.
So I love it. I just love it for that. And I played it. And of course, I was fourth or fifth grade. I really didn't realize like the famine in Ethiopia and the cause behind it. But I appreciated that. I knew they were raising money for a big cause. And so I did appreciate that. And then I was doing some research on the song and I read that uh, it was like a top hit in the UK. And because of that, that is what inspired We Are the World to raise money for Africa. So because
Yes.
of the success with Do They Know It's Christmas, I think this was like America's response to that. Let's get together to raise money for Africa. So I just, which I love that song too. I love hearing it for both of those songs, but I love hearing it and being able to pick up the artist who's singing it at the certain parts of the song.
Yeah, and this was the guy from the Boomtown Rats who
Yeah.
started it with Midger, and then they obviously just contacted all of these different artists. So I just remember, similar to you, just hearing it and being like, wow, all these cool artists who are
Yeah.
kind of, Bono and, as you said, Boy George and Paul Weller from the Style Council was on it. And,
Yeah.
so it was so interesting to see all of these different artists. I think the Bananarama were also
Yeah,
in
it was
there,
UK. I think it was UK.
mostly British
I
artists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were able to raise money and then I think it was Harry Belafonte was like, okay, let's do something like
And that's
with
We Are the World.
America. Yeah, We Are the World. So but yeah, I just remember watching the video and I just couldn't get enough of it. I thought it was so cool and just seeing these guys that I've listened to standing next to each other. Because when you're a little kid, you have no concept of like these people know each other in real life,
Yeah.
kind of like celebrities. You just, so I just thought it was so cool. And so I listened to it even to this day. I can listen to it and it just makes me happy. That's kind of like my reset. If I'm not in the Christmas mood, I listen to that. And then there's a lyric in it. It's like, uh, thank God it's them instead of you. And it just
Yeah.
hit me even as a little kid. I understood the the weight of that lyric, because here we are celebrating and there's people really suffering. So it just kind of helped me reset even as a kid, like, okay, we're very fortunate.
Uh,
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
Um, I really appreciate you both doing this and wanting to spend a few minutes with me and to talk about this. And I think it's just another special memory for us to be able to continue to have as we are together more and more. So I'm looking forward to seeing you both very soon.
I
I
can't
won't see you
wait.
at Christmas, but I'll see you after Christmas. But
We'll
it's
FaceTime
just
you.
yes, but I just it's just another to kind of have that memory for us to be connected around this too, and just sharing some thoughts. And I think the special time of Christmas and to bring, the gratitude that comes with it. So I love that.
Absolutely. We love you,
Um,
Shawnee.
so grateful to have you in my life. So I hope you know that. Love you both.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
you too. I'm glad I have my tissue here.
One last toast before we say goodbye.
I love y'all so much.
Love y'all so
Love
much.
you.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
I've been having sips throughout, but well, because I wanted to keep it. I have my coffee here, but after we cheersed, I figure I should stick with my fancy glass. So I love y'all so much.